Hey guys, how's everybody doing? TGIF, thanks Dan for being here. Sorry I was a little bit late. Dan's usually the first one here. I appreciate you, Dan. All right, let's get the show on the road so I can take Jax. We're going to go to the park. It's a beautiful day here in Austin. All right, so let's go, I guess, to the old, let's start with the old buffer report. Okay, so what do we have right here? This is the old yield max buffer report. This is a good place to start. So start over here on the far right. Look at SMCI, BABA, Abney, Coinbase performing well. Coinbase actually outperforming the parent, as is Facebook, MicroStrategies, and NVDY. Those are all beating the parent. Well, so is Abney. Anyway, great news. Great news. Everything else is pulling back, though. Let's look at the index buffer report. Not a lot of good news here outside of feed and 5E. I mean, but that's pretty nice, right? To be the only things up on the down day. I mean, heck, they're even up more than CEPI is. Well, look at that. Would you take a look at that? LFGY killing it today. And then, of course, the inverse fund. Boy, just think if you had 50% LFGY and 50% of the inverse fund, that'd be the best allocation of the day. That'd be allocation of the day because you'd win on both sides. That allocation may not stand the test of time, though. But all right, let's see what else is going on. Unfortunately, YMAG is having a rough time, outperformed on the downside. We just got new data came in. Triple QT also outperformed on the downside, as did SVOL and ZVOL, as did SDTY. Not a great day. Not a great day, as did Bali. Even old Bali outperformed on the downside. So it's been a little bit of a rough day. Stocks are getting beat up towards the end of the day. We're going to look at charts here in a second, but I just wanted to look at some of these basic things first. Let's check out the old Altiverse. See what Jiminy Criminy Elf Beauty. Would you take a look at that? That is 20%. Man. I mean, luckily they have those collars on. I mean, this is ugly. This is ugly. I was going to look at an ELF trade. The last one I have up here could be a few weeks old, but they were selling the 115 strike and buying the 90 strike for protection. And I bet you ELF was around probably 110 when they did that. So they were buying a strike. They were, or maybe 105. So 15 points under where they were at. They have a put option that was capping their max loss. So let's just pull up a chart of old Elf Beauty. One of the ugliest stocks of the day. It is called Elf Beauty, isn't it? That's why I keep saying that. Is that the same company? I mean, I'm trying to make a joke, but God darn it. Well, look at this. I mean, yeah, they announced earnings. Great job, guys. And it is called Elf Beauty, ELF Beauty. Okay, well, my point was, though, when I was keeping track of that, the stock was trading about here. And they were riding the 115. They were riding options here above the market. But then they bought the 90 to cap their max loss. So let's put a line. And so here's what ended up happening. Pretty much anything that goes under here, they don't, they don't have any additional loss. It's still not bad. It's still not good news when you go this low in the first place, but there's no additional loss. So for what it's worth. Yeah, but that is ugly. All right, on the good side, HIMS, wow. Hims is good. Hims is doing well. Coinbase even up a little bit. Roku up 4.83%. Upstart. All right, so let's see what's now. LFGY was the fund of the day. LFGY was killing it. Look at this. Would you take a look at this? It was up 83 bips where the average stock in the universe was up 81 bips. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Clean Spark killing it, as is Hood. Hood has earnings next week, just FYI. Opera, Square, or XYZ. Did you guys hear about the name change on MicroStrategies? Is it just called Strategy now? Did I get that right? All right. Well, good job. Good job. That's LFGY. Now, let's go find GPTY. Here's GPTY. So GPTY down 1.5 or no, I'm sorry. The average stock in the GPTY universe down 1.5. GPTY out down about half that much. Just everything's getting killed. Taiwan Semi down 2 points. Tesla down 3.5. Marvell down 7 plus. Google down 3 plus. Broadcom down 2 plus. Amazon down 4 plus. All right. Bad day for big tech. So let's look at the market. See how we closed up. Excuse me. Okay. Well, we've just been stuck between these gaps. And even before that, we were stuck between these two red lines are a gigantic gap. I just didn't fill it in, but we were stuck between this gap and these upper gaps. So we're just kind of bouncing around back and forth between, support and demand, supply and whatever. So they have different names for it, but all right, so let's look at the end of the day sell-off was concerning. I'm thinking it was because of there was a tweet that came out at 1:00, I believe, or a press release or something that said retaliatory tariffs are gonna be announced next week or something. Didn't even say anything. It just said that. That's all I could tell. If you guys know of something other than that, let me know. Let's see what time Bitcoin futures turned around. Yeah, at 12:30, Bitcoin futures had turned around and were trying to turn back up. And then at 1:00, just, but it could have been a multitude of things. I mean, the SPY didn't sell off that hard into the close. Let's see. It's probably nothing. It just isn't probably nothing. But if this market was for real, they shouldn't have had much problem closing, at least in the upper half of their range today, or closing the week on the high. Says a strong market likes to close Friday on the high of the week. It doesn't always work that way, but that's one sign of it. Let's look. There's other signs underneath the surface. This may be, there may be some issues. Notice this candle we had today is a bearish engulfing candle. It bearishly engulfs the previous days. And the last time that happened was right here, this candle. And that was a good candle to get short on. In fact, it was a great candle to get short on. It's not why the market went down, but usually a bearish engulfing candle, especially when you have one up towards resistance, up where there's been sellers before, is not an encouraging sign. So, but you can have bullish engulfings that can work the other way too. I'm trying to find one, see if we've had one lately. But anyway, those bearish engulfings are something to look at. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. So let's see what else is going on. TLT's been crazy lately. That fun TRES, if it was still out, might be doing all right. I don't know. But rates have been crazy lately, as you guys know. I started. You got to be kidding me. 10. No. Micro 10-year yield futures. Okay. I heard we were edging back up today, and we did. I mean, the daily bar, compared to yesterday, okay, a little bit, but I mean, it's still minuscule. What are you guys up to? You guys have any questions? Anything you want to talk about? I'll come check in on you. I have my iPad, but I don't have it. So it's a long story. What's up, Retire? Thanks for being here. SB, I appreciate you for being here. Yeah, we did. And SB, if you're still here, I'm going to look at those option trades and I'm going to talk about option nerd stuff. But I just want to get I just want to say hi to everybody and see if everybody's all right. And before I run everybody off. But no, we're getting ready to start talking about Delta and Theta and all that kinds of stuff. So I know we're going to lose Retire, but I appreciate him stopping by to say hey. But yeah, I think SB got him a piece of that too. Hopefully some of you guys did as well. I always choose the wrong ones. I'm good at telling other people what to do. This week I played Spotify, Google. Spotify was good, but I played Google and PayPal. But then told other people to play Planeteer, which was wonderful. Anyway, I made a spreadsheet and we're going to take a look at how they all came out. I want to talk about the general theory that overrides it a little bit. Anyway, all right, Michael, hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate you for being here. Dan's always the first one here. Usually even before I get here, he's in there already in the comment section saying, let's go. Anyway, okay, well, keeping that in mind, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but SB and I have been working on a system where we've been going back and forth, and we've been going back and forth a lot with some earnings trades, and I've been posting them, and some other people have too, and Tom, and there's other people have been posting their own earnings trades, Scramble and Tom, and a lot of people have been doing well. SB's been killing it. But anyway, we're having fun. Join us on Twitter if you want to, but I was just going to look at, I made a spreadsheet of all the ones I talked about this week. I'm trying to, let's see here. This is absolutely the world's worst spreadsheet, but give me just a second. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I have a long short strategy. I have longs and I have shorts. Now, just like a hedge fund. My shorts are just Q puts. Okay. We'll talk about that in a second, but the longs are, and I've told you guys a million times, it's just whatever the best 3-leg risk reversal, the uber bullish. I usually just call it the uber bullish. Now I may show you guys 4 or 5 of them. I may show you on a neutral to bearish, neutral to bullish, even a bearish one. But what I just go with is whatever does the bullish one. So, and a lot of those are already closed. Like on Amazon, 4-legged bullish loaded dice, it was $183 winner. Because Amazon pulled back and it almost went through the darn buffer. The short option was at 225. I couldn't have Amazon's price go under 225, and this morning it was dropping. So anyway, I just took it off. But it wasn't a great week. I'm sorry if you guys followed me. Planeteer was a good pick. That was a $791 winner. Spotify was a good pick, but I don't think anyone played it. I released that video like 5 minutes before the close that day. It's not even really fair to count Spotify. We don't even count Spotify. Just count it as 0. I'll update. I mean, or but I'm trying to see how the system does. So it's fair to count Spotify. So I do the same thing every time. I take a tech earning stock that's liquid and has liquid options and construct some kind of three-legged thing where you have unlimited upside, but you have a huge buffer. You guys know that's what I try to do. So these are all of those trades. So that's how that trade does. So you can see this trade, that type of trade was about 50-50 this week. Planeteer won 800, Spotify won 1,500, Amazon won 183. I just was rounding up. Spotify won a couple hundred. Call that 2,500 right there of winners. Unfortunately, the losers, PayPal, $658 loser, MicroStrategy's $1,000 loser, Google, $794 loser. It's also about $2,500. But then I was hedging that the whole time with Q puts. I did 3 trades. I did one Friday that was open over the weekend. Well, guess what? Right after the market closed, a tweet came out. And that one came in Monday morning and was worth $358. Okay, so took that off and put on 2 more, and they both expired worthless. So that about broke even. Made 358, lost 339. That anyway. So the whole structure about broke even. Now, but what I forgot to do is I forgot to write the income down as it was coming in. And some of these trades, once the trade's already settled, you can't go back and look. I guess I need to go back and watch the video. But a couple of these that were still open, Amazon and MicroStrategies, had huge incomes. On Amazon, you got a $400 income. Now you ended up winning 183, which means you lost some of that income, but you still made 183 on the trade. That's not bad. Now on MicroStrategies, you did get a $500 income, but you ended up losing that and then 500 more. But of course, you kind of had it to lose if you were playing PayPal and Spotify. So system's 50-50. We'll see how we do next week. I like next week we have Hood, Coinbase, Trade Desk, Cisco, Reddit, SMCI, just to name a few of them. And also already this week, and I had content about it over the weekend. The what I was trying to say, the strategy that I'm trying to do, it's not for everybody, but I'm trying to, and it may not even be possible to do, but the strategy is trying to be long and short at the same time all the time. So it's like a long short. But so in other words, to be long short all the time means you have to have puts over the weekend, because what could happen? It could dump. And the long part of the strategy is my retirement money is long or whatever. I'm so if the market goes up, though, if Trump solves the war over the weekend and the market opens up 2%, then that's good for everyone's 401k. But I like to play small amounts of what I always call fun money with 1%, against usually trying to hedge the bigger situation. So anyway, but these little earnings trades, what I like to do is I like to have a long element and a short element. Of course, the stocks, the tech stocks are going to be the long element, but the short element's just going to be Q puts. So of course we're going to have Q puts over the weekend. I already did content on it. It's right here. I showed 2 different ways to do it. Bearish hedge for next week. It's up $78. It's a put ladder. But last weekend we did something like this, and then we came in, and it was up $358. What happens is also, as you guys know, the trade options, when the market drops, volatility pops, and volatility would just expand, and then you even make more than you even would think that you would, and you can have just a little pop in this, it's just a little $200 trade on just a little 1.5-2% pullback. You'll make 500 or 600 real quick. You can take that off and reestablish, take that off and put a new one on. And that's the whole strategy. So the strategy is that the Q puts, if the market goes south, the Q puts will make more than you're going to lose on the earnings trades. That's the whole idea. But if the market doesn't go south, the idea is that you're going to make more on the earnings trades than you're going to lose on the Q puts. And we almost did that successfully this week. So I'll make a better spreadsheet, and I'll make a better spreadsheet. It's going to be the same thing next week. I'll do 4 or 5 earnings trades. I'll show you guys and we'll just do the Uber bull for the sake of the spreadsheet, because that's what I want. I want unlimited upside. That's, but I'll probably post the neutral ones also. Somebody in Discord, I think it was Tom, was saying something about, I didn't really understand it because I was reading it quick before I left here, but about the neutral Amazon and the bullish one also winning or something. Or I was saying before not to play both of them, but there's lots of cases this week where both of them would have, where if you did play both ways, you would have won. Like, watch this. Okay, so well, no, they're all closed. These are the active ones. Okay, so the closed ones. But yeah, you had a neutral to bullish on Amazon, $462 winner. The one that I actually recommended, the 4-leg super bullish, $183 winner. But the bearish one actually won at the same time too. The bearish one was selling the 247 call basically. I mean, so it couldn't go above 247. The bullish one, though, just didn't want, the 4-legged bullish one was selling a put, the 225 put, just didn't want it to go under 225 and finished at 228. So it landed between the two of those. So, yes, it was a great day for people playing for a non-movement in Amazon. There was a definite non-movement. But by the same token, the other day, there was a positive movement in Planeteer. Planeteer actually, how I'm always showing you guys, let's see. I can't find Planeteer. PayPal. Well, it's probably not up anymore anyway. Let's, wondering if I have anything going into next week for this. But anyway, these trades are a combination of bull put spread where you're selling puts to earn an income, but where you break off part of what you earn from selling it and you buy one option. Well, the Planeteer took advantage of the one option. It was such an outsized move. That one option went pretty far in the money, and that was a really sweet trade. So I gave two alternatives also for a hedge for next week. So I gave a put ladder idea, which is this. That's what the profit loss graph looks like. It's 3 puts. You buy one of them and sell, or you sell one of them and you buy 2 of them. But then I also gave an idea, and this isn't the worst idea either. If you think we're going to pull back, I'm looking at the chart for the SPY. And I'm targeting this area for this option trade between 582 and 587, right? I could just see us being there by next Friday, if not even maybe sooner. So that's, it's important to know what you're targeting. And what will happen, the reason why it's important to know, watch what happens as time passes on this, I'm sorry. Hang on just a second. My bad. Broken butterfly. Okay. What I was trying to show you guys, this trade's called a broken wing butterfly, and why is it not? Oh, there it is. I didn't have enough. Okay, so as time passes, what I was trying to say is the dotted line's where we are now. If the market drops, like I think it might, and it drops to 590, we open to 590 or something. Even on Monday, even right now, that's worth $380. Even on Monday, if it drops to 590, it's worth 462. But if it takes a few more days to drop, and it's there on Thursday, it's worth 612. So So that'd be a really great way to play if you thought it was going to go down there, but not go any further, because you don't get any extra money for it going further. You don't get penalized. But this trade right here, this three-legged trade, broken wing butterfly, is totally different than the three-legged put ladder, which just has unlimited upside all the way down. But given what the circumstances are, one or both or neither of these trades may be a good hedge for you guys. But I didn't know if you guys ever use directional butterflies. I love directional butterflies, where you pick an area on the chart and you put the short strike right where you want it to go, and that's the max profit. And but you don't just do that; it's more complicated than that. But you do that and see if you have a trade there. Anyway, I'm obsessed with those kinds of trades. What's up, Norman? I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I figured it was you. I just didn't know if I had permission to say SB, but I didn't. Or I talked to so many people also, but no, I knew it was you. I knew it was you. But then also Tom made a comment about it was in Discord about that there's no such. I always say there's no such thing as free money, but it doesn't mean I can't try to find it. But I think he was just saying that the Amazon trades were a lot of these trades. It almost was like free money. I mean, not really, but anyway. But yeah, TGIF. But you lost on 2 AMD plays. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, at least you didn't play PayPal and Google. I mean, I did get a couple of good ones too. But I mean, oh, and MicroStrategies. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. Hey, what's up, Red Sox? I appreciate you for being here. All right. All right. Well, let's see. What else do we got to talk about? Let's do an earnings trade. Let's do one earnings trade for next week. Since you guys are here, I'm in a good mood. All right. So how about SMCI? Wonder if we were going to do something in there. I should do it in, never mind. I need to do one of these during market hours in Tasty Trade, but it's just too easy to do this, especially after hours in Option Strat. All right, so we want this to expire on the 11th. And so far, it doesn't just look super promising. Am I sure these guys have earnings? I just saw that these guys have earnings next week. Maybe let's see here. I thought it was right. Coinbase, Palo Alto, also Airbnb, Applied Materials, DraftKings, Roku. A lot of good stocks with earnings. Hood, Cisco, Reddit, CVS, Shopify. Well, there it is, SMCI. So but yeah, they do have them. We have a ton to choose from if this doesn't work out. Let's just see what this is about. Oh, no wonder. That's why it didn't look good. It was the wrong company. Okay, that looks much better. Much better. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a good one. I can already tell. This is going to be a good one. I have them quote all the stuff at the bid and ask price, whatever's worst for me. So when this is drawing and it looks good, there's a lot of green in relation to the red. That's really meaningful because that's despite the fact right here, despite the fact you could switch it here to midpoint. It'll make the trade way more favorable. Switching to bid ask, that's kind of a worst case scenario. So if you can put it on bid ask, and I'm looking for a visual representation of how much green to red. I mean, it's more complicated than that, but I can just tell when these, and let's look and see. I bet they're super liquid. Yeah, $1.42 to $1.53. 1,100 shares, 1,100 volume, open interest 1,200. Anyway, okay, so I'll stop jacking around. I thought somebody who was here might want to see how we do one of these. So that's the base of it. Then we're going to add a call to it, and we're going to move it out here, somewhere out here. But then I have to do my magic. I need to write an algorithm that does this, but I don't know how to write algorithms, but I'm sure this is this is just a math problem at this point. Oh, I see what the problem is. I think. What are you guys doing this weekend? Tell me in the comments. All right, there it is, right there. That's easy peasy right there. $83. Can't really take your wife to dinner. It's only $600 risk, though. I mean, that's, you could. There you go, $250, $1,600 risk. Pretty nice size buffer, about 6-7%. They have earnings on Tuesday, I guess. Hopefully they'll blow out earnings and, you'll cash this in for, I don't know, a couple $1,000. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, tell me what you guys are doing this. All right, let's save it. We'll just see. We'll save this trade and see how it would have done. I know the market's not open. This is like if we would have done it at the close. This is just based on the closing prices. So we'll just hit save, and I'll just put here bullish loaded dice. Anyway, all right. Trying to think what I'm doing this weekend. I got to fix a mower. I always mention that I mow my neighbor's yard. She has a mower, but it set out all winter, and I have a tarp on it and stuff. But still, it ran for a little while, then it quit, and I couldn't get to start. So I need to get a spark plug and do some work on it this weekend. So I'm planning on taking a mower apart and changing a spark plug and cleaning it up and doing all that kind of stuff. And then as soon as I get done with that, I'm going to finish mowing her yard. I got about half of it mowed, but then the mower's crapped out on me. So anyway, yeah, SMCI is scary. So we could do that trade in reverse. I mean, maybe we need to. I'm always just showing bullish more from a philosophical standpoint because I'm trying to hedge it. I got the, my theory, I got the cover, I got the downside. If the market gets crushed, I think I'm going to be all right with the Q puts. So that's why I'm always bullish. It doesn't matter to me what the stock is or why. I need something that will go up if the market goes up. I need to, to have a bullish side of the thing. But that doesn't mean I have to choose everyone that comes along. But this week it would have been better off if I hadn't chosen MicroStrategies and PayPal. But I mean, I figure these things are going to do whatever they're going to do anyway because I can move the break even so far away that over time, like over 6 months or a year, I'm going to want to win about 70% of these because just like the stats say, maybe not over the course of a week, but over the course of, months, and this little income, which is about 10%, adds up. That's the same thing they're doing with Alti. I mean, it's a similar concept. Sell options, or what I'm trying to do is actually what GPTY is doing. I mean, because they're selling options or they're doing, things that are bullish, but in the same time, they own Q puts. I'm trying to recreate the GPTY, and I've never been able to get the put part sized correctly because I've read in books and stuff, but it's kind of hard to figure out how to do. But anyway, I'm just doing it exactly like Jay's doing it. It appears to be following a real simple formula with GPTY. And so I'm trying to and that's how Jay is. He's very rules-based, systematic, and it's how, half of Wall Street is. And so as soon as I start seeing this hedge and seeing what he does every day, I think they're just basically spending 1%. So they make a budget of their long book. They're mostly long. They're 99% long, but they have 1% they spend being short by buying Q puts. So, that I really like that. I really like that. So anyway, that's kind of what we're trying to do here. We're recreating. But the thing is, Jay probably stole this from me. And I've told you guys a million times, I did this in 2022, and this type of strategy will work as long as volatility goes up. Volatility craps out, then no, this kind of strategy is not what you want to do. But when in times where volatility is going crazy, playing both sides like this is something that I've had success with in 2022. And that was, the volatility was going crazy for one thing, because we were underneath the 200-day moving average. We aren't, the market's not in a bear market or underneath the 200-day moving average, but it's jumping around like we are. So these types of strategies, to me, are really, really interesting. Red Sox, you got pneumonia this weekend? That sucks. Somebody else I've been talking to, maybe it was you, but somebody left me a comment. So they've been sick in bed for 5 days and been binging my videos, which I feel bad for them. But it's probably somebody that wants to learn about options. So they were probably, who knows? But anyway, they left me a nice comment. And so I've been trying to do more option-centric content. I didn't know if it was you, but they said they were sick. But I mean, I know it wasn't you because it was a name I didn't recognize. But sometimes people have 2 or 3 YouTube accounts. I have a burner YouTube account. And I usually use my burner YouTube account to look at right here so I can see the questions while I'm showing you guys. But I didn't get it set up today. So I don't know. I'm just a little, I don't want to say concerned about the market, but it's the third time, I'll say this. I'll feel better about it whenever we can get a close on the other side of this bull wedge and we can hold it. Maybe even we get close on what will happen, we'll probably close on the top side of it. Then we'll probably come back and test it. And assuming we don't fail, then that might be a good place to put on a long. But I think for now, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This market's so crazy, anything could happen. We could come in Monday and it could be, like I said, I'm always emphasizing the bad stuff not the bad stuff, the silly stuff that could happen, but also something good could happen. Like the war in Ukraine could be over. I'm not holding my breath, but something like that. It just kind of, if a tweet like that comes out over the weekend, then the market will run the other way. So that's why I like these long short strategies. I have it covered either way. My 401k, my other investments, if the market runs, that's fine. But with this little fun money, I try to be real defensive. In August, and what I tried to do is, even though it's not very much money, what I'll do is if I really think the market's going down, I'll let it ride. Even though I'm using a small amount last August, I bet a small amount and market got crushed, as you guys know. Cap monetized it, multiple bagger, rolled out, did another one, and it got crushed another time. And so I let it all ride. So I had a pretty decent amount, but and then I let that ride, and the third time didn't come through. That was the low. I got my second rollout done, but I should have taken it all. I should have pulled it. Oh my gosh. But anyway, what I was telling myself, okay, well, if the market really does crap out here, it'd be nice to offset the money that I'm losing in the 401k. So, I probably would even gone for a fourth time, to try to really, having some hedge ability. But that's how I do it. I'd like to know how you guys do it. Money management's probably more, in my opinion, money management, using the right amount, and also allocating and strategy and all the boring things are more important than picking the right stock. I believe that you could pick a name out of a hat of the stock, and if you use right money management, you could still make money in lots of cases. Or you could pick the name out of a hat, and if you were a skillful option trader, you'd sell premium on it and you could turn that into money. It's about how you trade. I mean, it's, you have a lot to do with what happens, in my opinion, especially nowadays that you're free to, trade with, and it's so easy to trade without much commission. And, it's just easy to trade. And there's also a lot of information out there. Like I always say, the golden age of option trading, golden age of everything, DeFi. I just hope they don't have mudslides out there, Norman. I see that you got rain, but you know what comes next. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all for being here. I don't think we have anything else to talk about. Anything else today? So I'm going to go. I just need to do some soul searching and figure out which of these are going to be up. Now, I figure it doesn't matter. I'll pick 5 or 6 of them, and I'm hoping over time. That's what I'm saying. All this is over time. I'm hoping that the edge will express itself or become more apparent over time. It wasn't apparent this week, really, but look at mRNA also has earnings next week. Next week's, they said this week was a big week for earnings, for sure, the biggest of the year. But next week's not going to be a small week either. All right, guys. Well, get your rest. I'll see you next week. Have a good one. What was that? Oh, thank you very much. Hey, you're welcome, you're welcome, Red Sox. Have a good day. Take her easy.